Garden Sort's Team Sales is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between. Garden Schwartz Team Sales. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Carmody Medical provides solutions for your everyday needs. Hot and cold compression wraps provide therapeutic compression for the shoulder, hip, and knee. The therapy wraps are constructed of an insulated outer fabric and a ventilated cotton pocket to protect the body. Elastic belts allow mobility and deliver a gentle, adjustable compression. The reusable therapy packs can be removed from the pouch and placed into the freezer. Contact Jim for more information.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Everybody, welcome to Red Menace TV here on Proview Networks. Leroy Lucero along with Michael Carlisle of 610D Sports Animal fame. And, well, I should say Lobo basketball fame now, too. Because,
oh, no.
Come on, you tickle the buttons there,
well, that's
right?
Tickling the buttons, I don't know that that's fame.
Well, I see your picture, and even when it's on Facebook and they span the crowd or whatever, there's your face. You're smiling right there with the buttons in front of you. You got a front row seat. I mean, it's
that's pretty sweet.
I mean, that's pretty famous. I mean, right?
Sure.
You're hidden, I guess, during the football games, though. But you do get to go on trips. Yeah. Long trips. Exciting trips. Hawaii, Fresno, California.
Laramie. Logan, Utah.
Come on, those are some great places, right?
Well, there's the good and there's the bad.
There's those destinations.
Again, Logan, Utah, Laramie.
Very nice. Yeah. Hey, we got special guest Mark Smith, who we found out yesterday, now formerly of the Albuquerque Journal. Come on and find out what's going on in Mark's life and what he's looking for as far as future and what's he going to be doing there. Also, we're going to have Micah Frankel on, and as usual, who's become a superstar on the sports bar.
Yeah. He was already a superstar. That's why we brought him in.
But I mean, even like a bigger superstar. Of course,
super duper star.
Super duper star. Very good. So we'll have Mike on to talk about, what does he say? The place where people talk about getting punched in the face?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Close enough.
That's close enough? All right, as long as it's close enough. And then award-winning 610D Sports Animal, Michael Carlisle. I don't have any awards, though.
You used to have an award-winning website.
I did
Yes,
at one
boy.
time. I did do that at one time. I did. And now you guys are on FM radio too.
Yes.
That's awesome.
95.9 FM.
95.9. How long did it take you to click to remember all that?
I screwed it up one time yesterday.
Oh, did you?
It still happens, yeah.
Did you forget that you're on the FM or forget the number?
No, just forget the FM part. I was
Okay.
like, 610 oh wait, hold on. Yeah, 95.9 FM, yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just
happens.
wondering because I know, you get used to that certain thing. You've been doing it for a few years now,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they add something in. You're like, the hell are we talking about here? I don't even know. Anyway, we're going to talk with Mark Smith, and we're going to come back with Micah Frankel, all that and more here on Red Menace TV.
Hey, New Mexico, come check out the newly remodeled guest rooms at the new Wyndham Albuquerque.
Championship round time. Lados with the left hand. There's the answer. It's a turnover. Maya says, nope, I'll get that right back. Goes up with the left hand off the window. Five to play. Kick out Frazier to beat the horn. Yes! A three for Kalexi ends the first. Ecker ahead of the pack. They couldn't find her though. She was ahead of everybody on the step through Hawk, and what a take to the rim. Castellano all the way. She's got a chance to answer the three-point play.
Percent. Quintana bullies his way in. Lead here. At the buzzer, off the glass, kiss it. Kicks it out, stolen away. Here comes Castillo, 1-on-1, behind the back, lays it up for two. Yep. And out in front, it's Arroyo. All the way! Put it down!
I think that really helped him. We could have one here. Rogers takes flight, and he flushes it home!
Hey, New Mexico, come check out the newly remodeled guest rooms at the new Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center, featuring 309 rooms, 30,000 square feet of meeting space. New Mexico's only indoor water park featuring the Wave Runner. 2,200 square foot fitness center with hydro massage chairs. Also enjoy breakfast at our new Manzanita Grill and watch your favorite team play at Altitude Sports Bar and Grill. It's all at Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewNetworks.com to buy your DVD today.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel. And yes, Leroy Lucero was close. This is the place where we talk about people getting punched in the face. We talk about combat sports here. Go to cageminds.com if you haven't already. We have a recent interview up with Jamie Henshaw, the King of the Cage atomweight champion. She was a guest of ours here on Red Menace TV before going out to fight for that championship. So if you haven't, make sure to get over to the website, catch up with that interview. Also, we still got our 2017 awards up if you hadn't seen them. But it's back to a new year. 2018 is getting kicked off this week. We got 3 MMA events this weekend, so a whole helping of MMA for your viewing pleasure. Starting off on Friday night, I believe we have a slide. We can get the posters up. Starting off Friday night, we have Access TV getting their year kicked off. LFA 30 in Costa Mesa, California. Jackson Wink, undefeated middleweight. Jordan Wright is going to be on the card. The main event, a welterweight contest. Curtis Millender coming off of a big knockout win over Matthew Frinku from last year in LFA, taking on Nick Barnes at LFA 20, returned from a year away to take a split decision from Chad Curry. So Friday night, LFA 30. Saturday night, you're going to want to tune in to UFC Fight Pass, Invicta FC 27, Scottish Rite Temple in Kansas City, Missouri. The main event, former Strikeforce bantamweight champion Sarah Kaufman taking on Sweden's Pani Kinzad in a 3-round 135-pound bantamweight contest. You have an 8-fight card there on UFC Fight Pass. Then Sunday night, the UFC kicks off their year. UFC Fight Night from St. Louis, Missouri. The main event, a top 15 featherweight matchup where number 9 Jeremy Stevens takes on number 13 Doho Choi, the Korean Wonder Boy. Choi, this is his first fight in 13 months since participating in the 2016 Fight of the Year with Cub Swanson. Stevens, 19 finishes, 17 knockouts, 14 first-round victories, has the 8th most strikes landed in UFC featherweight division history. A legend in the co-main event, Vitor Belfort, number 12-ranked middleweight, taking on number 11-ranked Uriah Hall, 2 ultra-quick athletes who are devastating strikers. Belfort, 19 wins by KO. Hall has 9, has a 53% striking accuracy. This one is going to be violent and quick. The UFC loves to put over Paige Van Zandt. She makes her debut at 125 pounds, taking on Jessica Rose Clark, who looks to continue the upsets like she did against Beck Rollins. Also a tremendous welterweight matchup of Kamaru Usman versus Emil Mack, a fight that's been rescheduled several times. So look forward to that one. Now, also right now, what I want to turn over to is I have a quick preview of an interview for you guys. Here is Roman Alcantar talking about his fight next Friday in Arizona at LFA 31, where he's going to take on Matthew Frinku. We have Roman Alcantar joining us, talking about LFA 31. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. You're going to be making your debut with LFA, coming off of a win in King of the Cage, and you're going to be taking on Matthew Frinku coming up. What do you think about joining LFA, that next level promotion?
It's very exciting. It's another opportunity. Everything since I got here has just been opportunities, and this is a big one to go for.
What do you think about the fight? Co-main event, I believe, first time out, taking on Matthew Frinku.
Really, I don't even know nothing about it. I just know that I'm fighting. They gave me the name. I haven't looked at it or nothing. I just following what my coaches are telling me, and that's it. I'm ready.
How are you feeling then?
I'm feeling good. It's been hard. It's been hard because I've been through a lot of stuff, a big old process in my life, and working, training. It's just hard, but this is what I do, and I'm excited.
You've been here at Fit and HB for a year now. So how does that feel? How is getting acclimated to the team and the coaches? How's it been feeling now being here for a year?
it's feeling real good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's my family now. All my teammates, my partners, coaches, everybody is helping me out. You know what I'm saying? It's another family. Like I was talking to my coach in Mexico yesterday, and I was telling him that I miss my whole family, you know, but now I have a new family, and I feel good, bro. It's a good gym. I'm training with the best of the best, so it's good.
Where do you feel that you've changed and improved as a fighter?
Well, everything. That's just the way I see it is that I'm growing every day. Every day I came to the gym and it's something new that I'm learning. Every single day. So I've improved everything, my striking, wrestling, my ground game, everything. I just feel better, most complete ever. I just feel good.
As you're stepping into this division, the LFA welterweight division, a pretty stacked division, what do the other guys need to know about you? What kind of fighter is Roman Alcantar?
What kind of fighter? He's the one that never gives up. Just don't give up. That's it. I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna take what's mine. And if I came here to the United States, it's for something. It's not a dream, it's my goal. So I'm just obsessed of it. I just wanna make it happen, you know what I'm saying? And no one's gonna take that from me.
You made that big move. I know we've talked once before. We got an interview before we've done. You made that move to come up here, left your life in Mexico. Over the last year being here, have you seen that you've made the right decision? Has it felt that way?
Of course it's a good decision, but it's hard. It's hard to come to another country with no friends, with no family at all, because I just got my mom and my dad here. No family, just like by myself, you know what I'm saying? Left everything back in Mexico. I left my daughter, I left everything over there, and it's been hard, but I believe in God, and God just has his plans are perfect. So he's putting me everything that I'm needing. He blessed me with the best gym ever. He blessed me with new friends. He blessed me with a new circle of life. You know what I'm saying? Like new people, it's been in my life and it's been helping me. Got my wife now, so everything's working good. You know what I'm saying? It's everything that every day I feel like I just feel that every day I get more proof that I am where I have to be. This is where I have to be, you know what I'm saying? There's nowhere else I can go.
And what's your major goal?
The major goal. It's to be a better person. I took a lot of bad decisions in my life, and I messed up a lot of times. So I don't want to be that person again. I just want to make my mom proud, my dad, my family, my friends. I just want to be a better person, that's it.
Go over to cageminds.com to see the full interview with Roman Alcantar, and that's next Friday night for LFA 31 on Access TV. You can see him take on Matthew Franco. Now, talking about what's going on here locally, we have a couple dates double booked, so a couple things to announce. Your first taste of local action will be January 27th. If you want to go up to Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino, you can see boxing. Cold War 4, Antonio Tone Martinez in the main event against Gene Perez. Or that night, you could stay here locally in Albuquerque and join me at the Embassy Suites for King of the Cage Horizon. Sherwin Price looks to stay undefeated in the main event. So boxing and MMA, January 27th. Then a month later, on February 24th, again, a double day of fights. You have at the Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino, Jackson's MMA Series 24, Someone's O has got to go when Jess Martinez takes on Roy Cicito. or you could travel on down to Hobbs for a tough man contest. I know there's a lot of guys out there that say, I could do this. That doesn't look so hard on TV. I want to get in there. Well, for that kind of guy, you have your opportunity February 24th in Hobbs, thanks to School of Hard Knocks Promotions, $1,000 on the line in a tough man contest. Then we'll have boxing here locally at the Route 66 Resort and Casino on March 17th, thanks to Legacy Boxing Promotions. Josh Pitbull Torres in the main event. Full article on all 5 fights that have been announced currently at this time up at cageminds.com. So we got some MMA, boxing, and even a tough man contest announced for the early part of 2018. Go to cageminds.com. Keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram, CageMindsMMA, to talk about Invicta LFA and the UFC this weekend. And after a couple commercials, we'll be back with more Leroy, Michael, and Red Menace TV.
Ladera Golf Course. Open in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
When I train for American Ninja Warrior, I schedule regular workouts to stay in shape. To keep my car in Ninja Tough shape, I head to a Napa Auto Care Center for regular maintenance and genuine Napa Auto parts. Like brakes and batteries. I trust my Napa Auto Care Center for quality parts and quality service. And with the 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty, I drive away with peace of mind every time. Visit AutoCareNM.com to find a location near you.
Christy May's restaurant is locally owned and operated with a family-friendly atmosphere. Their array of homemade comfort food is just like your mom's. From homemade chicken pot pie to their famous chicken salad on a croissant, Christy May's even offers lunch catering. Christy May's restaurant is located at 1400 San Pedro Drive Northeast. They offer drive-in, carry-out, and catering. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Terry Cosper Insurance Agency is a proud partner with Proview Networks and a proud supporter of New Mexico high school athletics. Terry's been a local farmer's agent for over 20 years for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Just like high school sports are important, so are teen drivers. For more information, call Terry or one of his licensed staff members at 898-5556. Quotes are available for you.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
For 55 years, people have bought trucks from Tillery in Los Lunas. We have a great selection of vehicles, the quality service department, and some of the best deals in the state. But most importantly, we found people prefer to buy trucks from people who actually drive trucks.
Tillery is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Locally owned and operated, located in Los Lunas, right off I-25, exit 2.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but 2 great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
Locally loved restaurants like Farina Pizzeria, Farina Alto, and the Artichoke Cafe are the perfect venue for your next event. Farina Alto has traditional Italian food plus handcrafted cocktails in a beautiful Northeast Heights location. Farina Pizzeria with a downtown vibe, amazing affordable wines, and local beer. And the Artichoke Cafe has set the standard for casual fine dining since 1989. Visit our family of restaurants and see what fine dining is all about.
Ladera Golf Course. Opened in 1980, Ladera features a full 18 including spacious greens, a large driving range, roomy practice putting greens, and 4 large lakes. Surrounding Ladera, beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains to the east and volcanoes to the west. Ladera is a challenging city-owned course with the longest playing yardage of any other city courses. For weekend tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
Hey, welcome back to Red Menace TV here on Proview Networks. Leroy Lucero, Michael Carlisle, and special guest Mark Smith, formerly of the Albuquerque Journal. Is that weird? Has that kicked in yet? I mean, I saw the post on Facebook and Twitter. Has it kicked in yet?
Yeah, yes and no. I still catch myself saying we a lot. I'm like a lot of the media guys in this town when they're with Lobo coaches. Hey, coach, we look good today. Well, I still use the we and us too much, but I'm breaking myself out of that. So it's kicking in. I was resting till you got me out of bed here this morning.
I know, you looked a little bleary-eyed and everything else. I didn't know what was going on. Quickly, just so, because there's a lot of people, believe it or not, that are like under the age of 30 that don't really know what a newspaper is. How long did you write for the Albuquerque Journal? And I know you also did some television way back in the day.
Well,
how long has it been since you've done, how long did you write for the Journal?
Well, the last 38 years in some capacity. I actually did some writing when I was in college. I did some stringing for them when I was going to UNM in the late 70s. And then I worked TV full-time, sportscaster from late 79, early 80 to late 87. Did a little bit sportscasting at Channel 7 for a little while after that. After I had started at the Journal, and then got hired full-time at the Journal in 93, so 24 years full-time, but 38 plus a few stories in a long time. Well, it's crazy.
The more I hang around, Mike, on radio, TV, and or internet, I'm going to become the dean of sports here in Albuquerque. I'm getting close. I think all that's left.
You're just going to hang out,
Yeah, I'm just surviving. As long as I keep breathing, all that's left, I think, is Rick Wright at this point. I can't think of anybody else. Because I remember when Van Tate came. I remember when you came.
Van used to be an intern at, I think he was intern at one of the stations I was working at back in the day. Then he left the market and came back. And Van will tell you too. You guys nowadays, there's, everyone can argue this and that. But as far as playing media hoop games, we were unbelievable. We were unbelievable. Van's two-hand throwing stuff down we were unbelievable. We had 3 guys in the middle, 6'9", 6'7", 6'5", in our game, and 2 guards dunking all over the place. Everyone was a former college or at least high school basketball player. We had some great games. I was talking to Van last night. He said, there were Lobo teams that brought exhibition teams in. We would have beaten those exhibitions.
Marathon
we would have been it would have been a better matchup for UNM in some of those games.
And speaking of the Lobos, when I came here, the first thing I remember you as was the beat writer for Lobo basketball. I know you did that for years, right?
15 years.
Wow.
15 years. Yeah, that was. It's a controversial time. It was tough. It just happened to cross the beginning of my beat with the beginning of social media. And so, whereas during my TV days, if someone thought I was a schmuck, they'd pick up the phone and tell me I'm a schmuck, But now you got social media, so you got all these little monikers and this and that, and F you, and I poisoned your food. Literally, I get stuff like that, because the Lobos lost and it was my fault and stuff. So it was, was a different era, and then the paper ran that speak up thing. I guess still does. They love to crucify me, and I used to gripe about. I'm going to leave it at that. 'Cause, I have, just to clear up, there per legal agreement, there's only so much I can say about my departure. So I'm going to.
Yeah. But as far as the criticism, isn't that a sign that you're doing your job? I mean, wouldn't it be much worse to just not get any reaction at all? And they're just like, nah, whatever.
The cool thing was you want to get the criticism from both sides.
Sure.
If you're a journalist, because now you're in the middle, and we would get it. I would get it, and I think one of the funniest ones was when I was doing high school before the Lobos, and it was La Cueva playing Albuquerque High in a championship game. And the same game, I got letters, 2 letters each, saying my coverage was racist. I'm not going to say which side was which, but 2 letters said that it was racist against blacks, and 2 letters said it was racist against whites because I just hated La Cueva. And so what I did is I copied both the letters sent on this side and mailed them to these 2, and copied those 2 and mailed them to those 2, and put a little thank you note on each.
Perfect.
So
the first time that I really started interacting with Mark was on radio, and Dave Bliss was the coach then. And this guy, believe it or not, kind of a butt kisser to Dave Bliss. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. He was kind of a butt kisser to Dave Bliss, and we were doing a radio show, and as a joke, because I would call him a butt kisser to Dave Bliss, and I didn't care for Bliss so much at the time. We brought him a package.
Brand new.
Right. He's brand new at radio, right? I bring him a package of knee pads and some chapstick, and I go, here for your next story. And so now, fast forward to when you come in, and now everyone, like you said, on social media, Mark Smith's a jerk. He's running Alfred out of town. He's picking on Alfred's son. Why are you doing this? You're an ass. You're this. You're that. Crazy. So I'm just telling you, this is how he has evolved from. How did you end up butt kissing Dave Bliss to hating Steve Alford?
It wasn't. Actually, Steve still texts me.
Really? You guys are pals?
Yeah,
huh?
we got a relationship.
So it's like a wrestling thing.
But no, the thing is, Bliss was in his second to the final season that he was here, and it was my first year on the gig. I had to come in the middle of the season on top of it, so I'm like deer in the headlights with the thing. I'm just trying to find out what to do here, there, who these guys are, how to cover this beat, how to get all my trips set up, because Chris Thomason had been the beat writer, and he left in mid-season to take a job in Ohio, Akron. So I'm trying to get all this stuff done, and the last thing I want to do is start some huge controversy right away. Well, it didn't take long to start it, because you start seeing the underbelly pretty quickly. Sure. And by the next year, which was Bliss's last year, all the stories are starting to come out here. Everyone out here thought he was, this clean, great, holier than thou. He didn't cheat till he got to Baylor.
Right.
Even though he got caught cheating at SMU and Oklahoma, he took off during this period. He didn't need to cheat here. Well, you start seeing all this stuff, and you start hearing it from the players, and it was kind of funny. I didn't realize Bliss was that hated at that time when Leroy was giving me the business.
Right.
I thought I'm just going in with these happy, schmucky Lobo fans on this radio show, and they're like ready to put me up and throw knives because I'm not killing Bliss. So I thought, this is going to be interesting to beat. So, I'll just give you a little more. When he's gone, he does his thing. I break the story nationally on Patrick Dennehy. When he went missing, I was the first one who tracked down the SUV with the blood in it back in Maryland.
Oh, wow.
And then that was a nutty time because all the
You
national...
did some ESPN and stuff then, didn't you? I mean, I remember seeing you on television nationally with
It was crazy. There were like 3 TV cameras set up in my backyard that used to come at 3 in the morning and start doing all the segments. And my wife and I were like, oh my God, we just went to bed. We were working until midnight at the paper.
Sure.
She was a copy editor then.
Okay.
We come home, get something to eat, go to bed, and an hour later the lights are on the whole neighborhood from TV. And I guess about 2 days of that went on. Then I left for Baylor to go try to investigate the story. And I actually also broke nationally that Dennehy was not on scholarship, meaning he was being paid.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up costing Bliss. So the guy that I got accused of getting on my knees for...
you helped bring down.
With
you led the
lipstick.
charge there, yeah.
Or chapstick, with chapstick.
Yeah,
It was cherry flavored though. I mean, it was the good stuff. It wasn't cheap.
sure,
It wasn't the cheap chapstick.
Right.
It was the expensive
Hey, look
chapstick.
at this. I've graduated all the way up to
Bliss sticks.
raspberry lemonade blast Bliss sticks. But I am a big
But you're a star now. I mean, you've become a star.
star with
Can,
no
can you
job.
talk? I don't know. I mean, I know you have legal ramifications or whatever. I guess you got to plead the
Per
fifth.
legal agreement,
Thank
I
you.
can't give you any details.
Can you tell a little bit about what happened when you were removed from the beat when Steve
From the
Alford
beat?
was here? Yeah, from the beat.
Yeah, well, that didn't have anything to do with the legal agreement. So
Do we have to contact the lawyer?
I'm trying to.
Here, do I need to call the lawyer up or?
No, I this was back in what year was that?
It's been about- how long is Steve Alford and Paul Weir?
I think it was
and
2 years before he left, right?
Craig Knuckles.
Maybe after Alford's 3rd year, I think.
Something like
Sounds
that.
about right, yeah.
Yeah, and he and I got along great. I mean, like, I was the only guy that got interviews one-on-one with them. You know, we chit-chat off the outside of the place, and he'd call me to give me crap about the Bengals because that was my team then. And he's a big Steelers guy, and we would have little lunch bets on each game and stuff. Each game, every time they played, and we had a great relationship. I didn't see much dirt going on, and he knew I would write what I had to write, but there wasn't much bad to write. You know, he took over that first year and turned it around right away, and then had that spectacular second season to get to the tournament. Trying to use this thing that I used to have called a memory, but it was, I think, after the 3rd year, I think, and the reports were coming out, he was at the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
And Missouri
Yep.
he'd shown interest or vice versa.
And there was a television station in Missouri that...
It was first, ESPN put it out first, the Great Andy Cats. And then... oh boy!
Are we talking chapstick again?
Oh yeah. Those I was just thinking of those knee pads and how much they would have come in handy in those days. Anyway, I don't digress. But, so they break a little thing, and I'm like, oh, I just wanted to watch the games today.
Right.
Then TV station in St. Louis has the story. It's going all over. I'm getting phone calls from coaches everywhere. They're all at the Final Four. They're all hearing the same thing. And it's just boing, 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 you know, and I'm, you know, Alfred's going to go play at Missouri. He's going to go play. Okay, so I text him. We had this whole series of texts that we ran in the paper, text for text, and I don't remember all the stuff, but he's denying he's denying something about it, but not killing the thing. So when I asked, the only question I wanted to have him answer was, do you have any interest in the job at Missouri? He wouldn't answer that.
Right.
It was always this way, you're a piece of garbage, da-da-da, da-da-da.
Wasn't his thing, I haven't talked to anybody? Well, of course he hasn't talked to anybody.
That was
right,
exactly, Michael.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was, I haven't spoken to anyone in Missouri. Okay, and you know how it works in this day and age. The coach is the last guy
Absolutely.
who's going to speak to him.
Sure.
You've got your guys talking to their guys. So I want to know if there's any interest on your part. Would not answer that question. And then another story came out that night. I think the TV story might have been the last one. We had all these stories coming out, and the pressure finally got to him the next day, or 2 days later, when he got back on Monday. And so the word I heard was that Missouri had floated his name around a lot, and the boosters out there said, no way, Jose. We don't want this guy. And he was still considered the guy who couldn't get Iowa to a winning program, basically. And there was a lot of ill feelings, a lot of ill will in the Midwest. So he comes back on the following Monday, and I get called by J.P. Murrieta and Van Tate, and I don't remember who else, asking me for comment about what Alfred said. Alfred held a news conference about me. And that he was ticked off at the coverage. I didn't start anything, we're going with reports that everyone out there is doing my job, and he's never going to speak to the Journal again, and da-da-da-da-da, and I guess that it probably never blew over, but I definitely had the last laugh when he took off after the next year, 2 years of the Lobo for life, 10 years, 10-year contract, and 10 days later he's out the door. So
we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after a couple commercials, and sounds like you got a death threat. I'm just saying, at least death of your career at that time, maybe. We'll be back right after this.
The Barley Brew, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Carmody Medical provides solutions for your everyday needs. Hot and cold compression wraps provide therapeutic compression for the shoulder, hip, and knee. The therapy wraps are constructed of an insulated outer fabric and a ventilated cotton pocket to protect the body. Elastic belts allow mobility and deliver a gentle, adjustable compression. The reusable therapy packs can be removed from the pouch and placed into the freezer. Contact Jim for more information.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game. Hey, New Mexico, come check out the newly remodeled guest rooms at the new Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center, featuring 309 rooms, 30,000 square feet of meeting space. New Mexico's only indoor water park featuring the Wave Runner. 2,200 square foot fitness center with hydro massage chairs. Also enjoy breakfast at our new Manzanita Grill and watch your favorite team play at Altitude Sports Bar and Grill. It's all at Wyndham Albuquerque Hotel and Conference Center.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewNetworks.com to buy your DVD today.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all, or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
Hey, welcome back to Red Menace TV. Leroy Lucero, Michael Carla, along with Mark Smith, former Albuquerque Journal writer. I like saying that. Yeah, I do, because it's like, I think, I know you, okay? I've known you for years now, decades. And I know the style that you are. And then I know the way media is nowadays. And I think now there's an opportunity with the new freedom in media as far as internet and blogs and radio potential or television potential, whatever. The shackles can come off now because you don't have to play the game anymore. You can basically go back to being the way you used to write or the way media used to be 20, 30 years ago.
Well, I think there are those that would argue with you that shackles are off for everybody these days because you don't have to tell the truth anymore.
Oh, there is that. There is that.
I used to argue with people, the old terminology you learned when you're in journalism class. You talk about yellow journalism. What's yellow journalism? And I used to argue back then. I say, there's no such thing because if it's journalism, it's of high integrity, it's the truth, it's honesty. So it's an oxymoron to call it yellow journalism. It used to be the case. That ain't the case anymore. You know, when Trump says fake news, he's barely scratching the surface.
Yeah.
And so
it's out there.
There's a lot of things that we could have fun talking about right here.
Well, let me dip into this because this happened a couple of years ago, and I mean we're just going back because you were around, and I know we talked about it that night, and that was the old death threat situation with the former coach Craig Neal and his son. And I remember calling you and saying, this dude just claimed that there's a death threat against his boy, and I know you did you did a couple stories, you did some actual going out and finding the story as opposed to waiting for the story to come to you the way kind of some of the media has fallen into.
Yeah, I spoke with the the police, UNM police involved, and went over the police reports and did a number of interviews. There were no death threats. You know, that was a way to kind of attempt to get the community feeling sorry a little bit. And the thing that was frustrating was we did a story. I did a story that we ran on the front page, I think, at no death threats found. Yet every time it would come up down the road and they're on TV in a game and the broadcasters are saying, Cullen Neal, he's the one that got the death threats. And Andy Katz on ESPN website referring to Cullen Neal fighting through a season in which he got death threats. And then the next year's Street and Smith or whatever promo magazine, Cullen Neal returns a year after getting death threats. And after about the first 17 times, I was like, it ain't worth bugging me, I never did much follows on that. But then I got a lot of texts from people when a death threat in Florida seemed to mean a lot more when it was a fake one. And all of a sudden coaches are fired for that.
Right.
So that was an interesting time. Now, as far as real death threats,
Had a couple?
I had a couple.
You had a couple?
But I was too stupid to know it was against the law. I just thought it's part of being a newspaper writer,
So, Michael, you and I have talked about this a lot earlier this year, and I don't know how much you followed it, Mark, but being where you're at and the position that you were at and everything else and being a writer. And one of Mike's and mine kind of topics is 2017 was a terrible year for UNM athletics, almost to a whole. Not just the football team was terrible, the basketball team hasn't been so great, wasn't so great in 2017, either the end of last year or the beginning of this year. And the other thing was the suites, the Scotland, the
retiring by Paul Krebs.
Paul Krebs.
All on his own.
All on his own. We had him here, what was it, so it's interesting. Why do we always get guys that are going to be released or are currently released? Everyone that we get here.
What did his agreement say?
I don't know, because we had him here and we talked to him, and then all of a sudden, what was it, 2 weeks later, he went on leave, and a month later, he was retired. So, I don't know, and now we have you, and you're legally, whatever, I can't remember exactly.
I wish I had the money the Krebs went out with. I wouldn't be here right now. So,
what were your thoughts on any of that stuff?
On that whole 2017?
No, the whole Krebs and nobody paying for suites. I mean, we could have gone in the suite and hung out there.
The suites problem was something that started day one. I just kept hearing stories after stories about guys not paying their suites, certain individuals not paying their suites, and I was off the beat then, so I didn't follow things very carefully with that. From the outside looking in, it seemed there were some serious problems with all these things, and then.
And the suite money was what was supposed to pay back the debt for the renovation. So when you talk about right from the get-go, I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure.
And you remember what the single biggest selling point of doing the pit, right?
NCAA tournament. Got to keep the tournament coming here. The tournament hasn't been back.
We just kept hearing that and hearing that, and kept getting denied. And we'll get it this time, and
now they're saying that the concrete, right? That's
right. The actual NCAA floor that they need, that floor for cameramen, sponsors, all the things that are must.
Yeah. Well, no,
they can't fit it.
Yeah, and not just that. Back in the day, you just played on the floor of whatever the gym was. If you go back and look at the Final Four that was here, the national championship game, it's the UNM floor. Now every site, whether it's an opening round in Dayton or the championship game, the NCAA brings in a floor. And I guess
you don't know where you're at when it's flicking around.
Yeah, no, you don't. Every place looks the same, but I guess the dimensions don't work out for bringing in the floor.
Yeah, so, as of the last time I spoke with anyone involved, I said, it just ain't going to come there. They're going to have to redo that thing in a major way. So what you did was take out, 4,000 seats? And make a lot of them more uncomfortable, right? Yeah. Put in all kinds of things that got screwy Louie here and there, and now you got no chance.
And you didn't pull any money in for it.
And then, getting back to the sports issue, I firmly believe, as most people I think would, if Neil puts his son on the bench to start that first season that he was coach, kid could shoot. You bring him in when the fans want him in as that freshman. Bring in the kid who can bomb from three. You don't put him in the starting lineup to immediately create controversy, not just among the fans, but especially among the team. Yeah. People are getting ticked off. So now you've got this kind of stuff going on in your own team. Whereas if you have a guy that they want to bring in, and you slowly bring it around. I still think that first year led to the demise of everything that happened.
It seems like the biggest sin there is if your son's going to play for you, he's either got to be the best player on the team or the worst player on the team. And well, Cullen was good. Like you said, he could shoot. He was never the best player, and he certainly wasn't going to be the worst. So any move that's made is going to be scrutinized. If that wasn't Craig's kid, would he be making that move? Would he be starting now? Would this guy be getting less minutes? And everything just seemed to spiral from there.
It's kind of funny, Michael. Two quick thoughts on that. Al McGuire, when he was coaching Marquette, the late Al McGuire, and his son Allie was point guard. And he had the Craig Neal philosophy. And he told a story on TV once about, Al was a great guy in person. He came here for the 82 championships, and he did his stuff at NBC where I worked at the time, so we got to know each other. And all right, I got to tell one funny.
Sure.
This is
quick, because we only got a couple minutes.
Okay, all right. We had him pull a little prank for us, and there was a woman anchor at Channel 4, and she asked who this guy was. We told her all about it. We said his son plays for a very famous player. His name is Mark Aguirre. She wanted to impress the guy so bad. So she went up to Al, and I followed your career coaching at Marquette, and I just love watching your son play. Al's thinking, Allie, of course, yeah, Mark is just something else. And the other guy and I are sitting behind, just kidding. And Al looks at me, he goes, you right? But anyway, he used to say that the backup point guard wanted that job, and he was as good as Allie. And Al said, he's my son, you need to be better than Allie. My quickie is that same thing happened with me and my old man coaching in Little League. And it was the exact opposite. I'm like, Dad, I'm better than this guy. He's like, no, you got to be a lot better than this guy. So there you go.
You get to play. So your dad
I was a backup. I still made All-Stars.
Okay. But not the Dukes.
Not the Dukes.
So we only got like a minute left. So you're looking for work now?
Not yet. I'm having fun hanging out.
All right, cool. So, but if you want to hire Mark Smith, give me a call. I'll be his agent because
you be my agent, Leroy.
Or whatever. I can.
Leroy just weaseled his way into 20%.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Mama didn't raise no idiot. I mean, I figure if I could weasel my way into a little bit of cash. I mean, what do you get? If you get a Lobo dog, I get a bite or what?
There you go.
I have no idea how that works. I mean, got to make money somehow. That's
I'm going to have to worry about that pretty soon. But I just want to rest a while. I do a little writing here, maybe a little radio there.
There we go.
Maybe some more of this.
Cool. All right. Well, unfortunately, we could talk with Mark for hours and hours, but unfortunately, we got to go. We'll have him on again to talk. So I'll just say until next week, we'll see you here on Red Menace TV and catch us on the Facebook. Until then, God bless you all.
Thanks.